What side are you on? Forget politics, forget names, forget personalities, forget parties. Which side of the spectrum are you on, worldview-wise? I mean, I'm talking morally. Are you on the left or are you on the right? We're going to define what the left did to the right here in BLM Plaza in Washington, D.C. this last weekend, when millions of conservatives gathered to redress their government and some grievances. Let's go. Right here at Connecticut and I Street, just a block from the White House, a man who was probably in his 50s or 60s was sucker punched on that crosswalk right there. He was a conservative, sucker punched on the ground, gets kicked in the head by leftists. The person who punched, you can see in the video right here, the person who did the punching is a child sex offender and a felon, and he's the person who's marching with this movement. Which side are you on? The side that sucker punches elderly people and then kicks them in the head when they're laying on the concrete? Which side are you on? A black mother was walking with her children. They were walking right down this street, right in front of BLM Plaza, when leftists attacked her family, those around her. You can see in the video the leftists attacking and savagely beating and pushing a man right into this barricade right here where the child is trapped. A child, both children, horrified, screaming, terrified children. Conservatives get trapped and pushed and beaten. Do you want to be on the side that pushes, beats, and abuses people in the street, families walking, and hurts children? Is that the side that you're on? Ask yourself, because that's the side that the left represented this weekend in Washington, D.C. right here. Not something you want to be pushed into. 17th and H. We're 2 blocks here from the White House. You saw right here on this block, right behind me, an elderly woman who is holding a flag get surrounded by leftists. These people tried to steal her property. They harassed her family. They knocked their hats off. They harassed them. They savaged them. They chased this couple down. You can see it. They assaulted them verbally and physically. They had to flee, crossing this intersection right here, and had to run to the safety of police officers. This is the modern violent left attacking old women, attacking the elderly. It is a sickening, sickening tactic, and you should be ashamed if you are silent in the face of these types of intimidation tactics, truly domestic terrorism. Right here in the center of Black Lives Matter Plaza is where you saw the vast majority of the violence stemming from here. This tree, the front of this building, you were able to see an elderly gentleman, a conservative based on what he was wearing, and you can see that he is surrounded by the mob. He is pushed to the ground. He has water thrown on him. He is viciously and violently ridiculed and had his life threatened. This is how the left treats the elderly. Do you want to be on that side? Ask yourself. You can see in our next video a family with children, the kids and the family and the father getting chased down by the mob, harassed, taunted, drums, bells, beaten all around them, the kids getting screamed at by the mob, by the crowd. The children obviously terrified, crying. Is this the side that you're on? The side that attacks children? Ask yourself that. Here at Cafe du Parc, there were people eating and dining. As the leftists walk by, they throw bombs at them. You can see it in the footage. They hurl fireworks, they hurl explosives into the restaurant, and it explodes as the diners are sitting and eating dinner. Then they toss some tables. This is the behavior of the left. Are you on that side? A side that throws bombs at people eating? I mean, this is domestic terrorism, and those who support it or who turn the other way should be ashamed of themselves. Here, across the street from the White House grounds, here is where a young man was assaulted, had his American flag stolen from him, and then was beat repeatedly in his head with his own flag by the left. This is the same left that is calling for unity and calling for healing right now. They're ripping flags out of the hands of Americans, and they are beating them in the head. Listen to the sound of this flag pole strike the man in the head. This is the modern left. Which side are you on? A young man and woman, a young couple walking these streets, harassed physically and verbally by the leftist mob. You can hear and see the horror inside of this young woman's face and in her screams. It is enraging. What was their crime? Their crime was being on the right. Their crime was being a conservative and walking by leftists, walking by liberals. Have you seen anything from the feminists in our chattering class about the assault of this young woman? Hear the horror in her voice. This is a sickness, and it is absolutely despicable. We keep us safe, a sign put up by the left, a verifiable lie. You saw it with your own two eyes, empirical evidence of demonstrable evil in this city. Men, women, families, children, the elderly being attacked and savaged in the street by the left because they disagree with them. The reason you didn't see it in the media and the reason we covered it on this show this week is because you don't see it anywhere because it doesn't fit the narrative. The narrative is this: the left are fanatical, they're fascistic, and they certainly are the party of violence, as proven in this episode of Benny on the Block. We'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, America. Hey, it's Benny Johnson here, Turning Point USA's Chief Creative Officer. If you like this video you just watched, be sure to subscribe to the official Turning Point USA channel and never miss an episode. See you guys next week.